Nah, I ain't say that. Because you know that's not going to happen.
Maybe it can.
Everybody can when you not meant it.
Yes, correct. Under the bridge, but what you feel about this matchup? Unbiasedly, what you feel about this matchup? You know these dudes very well.
Shakur had talked about this before it was actually official, and I'm like, Core, you know this fight, right? Core like, nah, bro, I know, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like, we all excited about the fight, bro. Like, we all know what's at stake. Like, we've been knowing Teofimo since we was 12 or 13 years old in amateurs, bro. Like, we all been winning nationals together. Now we're pro having to fight each other, so Teo know who he fighting.
Yeah, man.
Tensions flared when Keyshawn Davis and Teofimo Lopez got into a heated exchange, and it was clear this wasn't a friendly back and forth.
It's all love, right, Keyshawn? It's all love, right? It's all love, right, Keyshawn? It's all leave, right? All right, that's it.
It's just a young kid trying to get clout. You know, hasn't made anything, hasn't made no noise, can say what he wants to say. However, hasn't done the recognition, hasn't won a world title. So who is Keyshawn Davis? These guys want clout. Do you guys not understand this? The moment they all get into the moment, right? The momentum. They feel the IQ. They feel the punches. They say, oh, this is real life. I don't want to get knocked out in front of the...
Keyshawn didn't hold back at all. He directly cautioned Teofimo that Shakur Stevenson isn't merely going to outmaneuver him. He's confident that if Teo gets careless, a knockout is on the table. I can see this kicking off at a deliberate, measured pace.
Slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Teo is going to eventually start picking it up and start imposing his will.
Right.
And then, you know, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that to be his brother.
I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be closer than people think.
The confidence was impossible to miss. This wasn't just hype from a fan. It was insight from someone who's lived in the gym, someone who understands what true skill looks like. Moments like these only intensify a fight that's already on the verge of boiling over.
He's a guy who went out there and he done the things that everybody asked him to do. He beat the Lomachenko, he beat the Josh Taylor, and he ain't really get the credit for it. So when you don't get the credit for it, it feel like your mental kind of go down with some guys. And I think with him, he kind of didn't go about it the right way. He ain't go about it in a way to where it's like, keep waiting your moment, keep pushing, your time is gonna come. He felt like his time came and nobody respected it. So I did see the drift in his mental, but I think that's a weakness in his game, to be honest. Come fight night, we come in there to make sure we come out victorious. So Teo is a hell of a fighter, I understand that, but I don't think none of these dudes is on my level when I'm at my best. So he got a lot to deal with come January 30th.
Once you look past the surface chaos of the press conference, the strategy beneath it all is far more fascinating than the loud exchanges ever were. These weren't random insults, they were tactical tests. Teofimo Lopez wasn't aiming to win the moment. His goal was to unsettle Shakur Stevenson's mental process. That's the real game at play.
I think that Teo just panned out, man, by being as disrespectful as he can at the press conference, because he wants to try to piss this kid off so the kid come fight with him. You understand me? Because with me, he have exactly what he wanted. So as soon as I go in there, I'm coming straight to his head. You understand where I'm coming from? So, but I think that's what he's trying to get. Yeah, you feel me? But I think that's what he's trying to get Shakur to do. Because why would you say that to a person? What does that have to do with boxing? You feel me? He knows that Shakur has great feet, and he's not gonna be able to catch Shakur if he lets Shakur take his time to do what he does. So he got to try to make Shakur come in and try to kill him, which is what he just did at the.
Shakur reaches his peak threat level when he remains calm, detached, and analyzing everything as it unfolds. He doesn't battle emotion; he interprets information. Every shoulder shift, step, and breath feeds into his decisions, letting him construct the fight like a real-time algorithm, adapting without needing adrenaline or momentum. Teofimo, on the other hand, is dynamic and inventive, but his brilliance comes in surges that still lean on some structure. When the fight turns messy, he instinctively searches for a pattern to regain control. That's why any challenge to him carried weight.
Feel bad about what he did because I understand it now. When I saw it, he knows that he is right now. He ain't got much chance than outside picking a shot with Shakur because you don't beat Shakur like that. But if he can make Shakur get reckless, and talk reckless to him. He's talking reckless to him to force him to hopefully force him to be reckless. You understand me? So what I would have did, like I said, I would have been reckless at the press conference, so I ain't got to be reckless in the ring. You understand me? I really ain't got that recklessness out the way. You feel me? Just so you know, I know where to be reckless at. Wherever you be reckless at is where I'm going to be reckless at. You understand me? So, and we got that out the way. So when the fight comes, I can get back to my fight game. You understand me? But he's just trying to do things to draw Shakur to him, to make Shakur be reckless, because if Shakur fights reckless, that gives him his best chance to win. And that's smart on Teo's.
It wasn't driven by ego. It was a strategic move to pull Shakur out of his precise, clinical approach and force a reaction. Pure mind games at an elite level. But here's the thing. Shakur doesn't need to win arguments or exchanges off the ring. His goal is simply to remain composed. If he reacts emotionally, Teofimo's strength and athleticism suddenly become dangerous. If he stays patient, the provocation loses its impact, and the very chaos Teofimo relies on starts working against him. This isn't about showing toughness or swagger. It's a battle of mental control under pressure. One fighter is trying to drag the encounter into emotion, while the other keeps it rooted in strategy.
A good boxer or somebody that makes you not only think, but make you possibly come for them at certain points in the fight.
Honestly, it's a game of patience. I think that you just gotta have patience, and sometimes things don't open up in the first 3 rounds or the first 4 rounds, but them things that may open up in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th round. So I think majority of the game is come down to just having patience and being mentally strong enough to withstand the patience game, because good boxers is going to be both patient, and the one that's the most patient is the one who's going to be the most successful when you having a chess.
Structure falls away, and the fight becomes fluid. The fighter who can adapt calmly usually ends up dictating the action. Just when the Stevenson versus Lopez discussion seems like it couldn't get any more nuanced, Timothy Bradley Jr. steps in and elevates the debate into pure boxing strategy. This is where it gets truly fascinating. Listening to Bradley, you realize this isn't just hype. It's a deep understanding of efficiency in the ring. According to him, Shakur Stevenson isn't merely keeping a rhythm. He is the rhythm itself, like a natural force shaping everything around him. Every movement you make, he responds. Every moment you pause, he claims the space.
Got the guys timing down, know what's coming next, man. He steps ahead of his competition, man. You know, whereas I see Shakur, man, on the other hand, he is the rhythm. You know, and what I mean by that is like, he like the wave, you know what I'm saying? He'll come forward, and he'll push back. He'll come forward, and he'll push back. He is the rhythm, you know? And I feel like, you know, him not being the most athletic fighter, his equalizer is controlling distance. That's his equalizer, man.
Bradley's comparison lands perfectly because it reflects reality. Shakur doesn't have to be the quickest or the most powerful in the ring. He just systematically limits your options, like closing one browser tab after another. On the other hand, Teofimo Lopez embodies unpredictability. His mix of raw talent and instinct makes him adapt mid-fight, almost like he's creating spontaneous music. That style is thrilling to watch, but when he faces someone as structured as Shakur, those improvisations can quickly become risky guesses. What stands out is how Bradley never downplays Teo. He openly acknowledges Teo's creativity and threat level, yet he immediately brings the focus back to Shakur's disciplined approach.
Teo, more so, I would say, he's fast, you know, explosive, and got that punching power, you know, to hurt you, you know, he can sting you. Whereas Shakur is more so like, I would say quick thinker, very decisive fighter, you know what I mean? With his movements, decisive with, you know, all his movements, everything he does inside the ring, there's always like a purpose to it. You know, he's always in the right position, you know, to avoid a shot or to land.
Shakur doesn't perform for the crowd, doesn't wander, and doesn't get distracted. He stays focused, like a student who already knows every answer before the exam begins. When Tim says Shakur takes the air out of the fight, it's not an insult, it's a warning. Because once frustration creeps in, your athleticism starts to work against you, errors start piling up, and suddenly rounds slip away before you even notice that Bradley's breakdown isn't flashy. It's precise, surgical, and that's what makes it so believable. Essentially, he's saying that if this fight becomes a mental chess match rather than a sprint, Shakur thrives there. And once you view it from that perspective, it's hard to see it any other way.
Or again, he ain't got the athleticism, he ain't got that explosiveness like Teofimo Lopez got, man. He ain't got that, you know. But what the thing is that Shakur, he knows how to follow a plan, man. He does. And I think that's a major difference too in the fight. And he comes in there and he takes away, man, and he takes away whatever you got going on or whatever you think you're trying to do. Nope. He gonna
Right after Timothy Bradley Jr. broke down the fight with the precision of someone scanning a room for danger, the discussion takes a big step up when Coach Rob joins in. Suddenly, this isn't about opinions anymore. We're talking about bodies, mechanics, and energy systems. Listening to him, it hits me how often fans oversimplify things. 5 pounds might sound minor, but anyone who's dealt with cutting weight knows it can be the difference between barely making it through a fight and performing at your peak. From Rob's perspective, Shakur Stevenson moving up in weight isn't about chasing knockouts. It's about unlocking his full potential. Less strain, more snap, legs that stay sharp deep into the fight. And that's a real threat because Shakur already wins with timing and ring IQ. Give him extra strength without losing discipline, and suddenly those clean shots carry more impact, even if they don't make the highlight reels. What I really appreciate is how Rob never downplays Teofimo Lopez. He makes it clear, Teo is still a freak athlete, explosive, twitchy, and dangerous from unexpected angles. But then Rob drops the truth. Athleticism only counts when you actually connect. Against someone like Shakur, who controls distance so well, wasted bursts of energy quickly turn into a cardio drain.
And he definitely has the athleticism edge over Shakur. Now, I think Shakur's defense is high caliber, and his IQ is also high caliber. So it's a really good matchup because it's kind of like Teo brings, he can either, depending how he fights Shakur, he can either make it a tough night or he can make it an easy night.
This is where it gets really fascinating for fans. Rob breaks it down as a clash between efficiency and raw ignition. Teofimo is all fire, quick flashes, sudden bursts, moments that can completely turn around. Shakur, on the other hand, is like electricity, steady, controlled, and constantly flowing. But what's great is how Rob highlights that Shakur isn't about flashy combos. He's precise, one punch, another, step back, reset, and go again. That methodical style ages beautifully over 12 rounds, especially when he's no longer draining himself cutting weight. Teofimo, however, can swing the fight either way. He can create chaos, or if he mistimes his attacks, hand Shakur a textbook display of skill. That's the real tension here. One fighter thrives when the pace is calm, the other when disorder rules the ring. Rob also reinforces what Bradley suggested earlier. If this becomes a battle of endurance and smart decisions in the later rounds, that extra strength and freshness may outweigh pure explosiveness. This isn't just about landing punches anymore. It's about managing your body and energy throughout the camp. Seen this way, the fight shifts from being a test of raw athleticism to a question of who executes most efficiently when it really matters.
Same thing goes for Shakur. Shakur can try to stay on the ropes the whole time, or he can utilize his legs and box circles around Teo. We don't know. But definitely with the athleticism edge, I'm going to give it slightly over to Teo. But, you know, not saying that Teo doesn't have a good IQ. I just think Shakur's IQ is very, like, I know people know that he's a smart fighter.
When you put all the pieces together, the picture becomes unmistakable. This fight isn't about who's louder or who hits harder. It's a battle of control versus volatility. Shakur Stevenson moves like a calm, calculating processor, quietly accumulating points, forcing frustration to do his work. On the flip side, Teofimo Lopez is pure unpredictability. Raw athleticism, sudden bursts, and the power to turn a fight on its head in an instant if the opportunity presents itself. Every bit of pre-fight noise, the pressers, mind games, weight debates, training rumors, leads to one core question: who maintains composure when the plan starts to fall apart? If things get emotional, impulsive, or rushed, the edge goes to Teofimo. But if the fight stays precise, measured, and controlled, Shakur can mold it into his perfect night. That's why fighters, coaches, and analysts keep returning to the same idea. Patience versus pressure, efficiency versus sparks. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just who executes when it truly counts.
That I think that when we talk about fighters throughout these eras, he's not really mentioned in these things because of the opposition who he has faced. But he does have some great IQ, and from a coach's standpoint, I get to see how he does certain things, why he does certain things. And I'm like, that's smart, and he capitalizes. He got good range control, so it's going to be interesting.
Now it's your turn. How do you think this fight will play out once the bell rings and the rounds start piling up? Will Teofimo shake things up with chaos, or will Shakur calmly seize control and never give it back? Share your predictions in the comments. I want to see a real discussion going on. And of course, don't forget to hit like, share this video, and subscribe for more. Catch you in the next one.